Today I would like to share with you 3 new inks that I have gotten. These are not inks that are new to the market, but they are inks that are new to me. And those inks are Ferris Wheel Press Bathhurst Blue Denim. And you can see that it has quite a lot of lovely silver shimmer. Colorverse Life on Mars, which is an interesting green, blue, gray combination. And Kobe Aotani Cascade Green, which swatches as a beautiful jade or emerald green, but in the writing samples it comes out as a very nice pine needle green. The pens that I will use today in the writing samples with these inks are the Relic Pens Campo del Cielo Meteorite pen with a broad nib, the Conklin Coronet with a fine nib, the Conklin Durograph, I believe they call this particular pen the Arabian Nights, and it also has a fine nib, the Benu Euphoria New Year's 2023 with a fine nib, and finally my Hongdian N25 Zodiac Year of the Snake pen, also with a fine nib. And the first writing sample will be with my Conklin Durograph pen, and it is inked with the Colorverse Life on Mars. I will admit that this ink puzzles me just a little bit because of the different way it presents. It looks very blue-green, blue-gray here, and slightly more green teal in the writing sample. The next writing sample will be using my Conklin Coronet pen, inked with the Ferris Wheel Press Bathhurst Blue Denim. I really like this ink. It has a good flow. I can see it becoming one of my favorite inks. An interesting note about this Conklin Coronet: it is the only pen that I have ever regretted buying. It was an impulse buy, and that's what we sometimes do. And the nib was absolutely terrible, paper ripping terrible. So I took the pen with me to a pen show and had Kirk Spear of Pen Realm work on the nib, tune the nib, and he got the nib in pretty good shape. But it is just not a very good pen. The converter doesn't seat securely within the pen. It is a slip cap pen, and sometimes just the action of capping and uncapping the pen is enough to make the converter come loose, and then the pen just immediately stops writing. And when you open up the barrel to see what's going on inside there, then you have an inky mess everywhere. And I have tried cartridges with the pen, and the nib dries out when I use cartridges. So the reason I selected the pen to use for today's writing sample is that I thought it was an outstanding pairing with this ink. And it does seem to be performing well with the Bathhurst Blue Denim. For the final writing sample, using the Kobe Aotani Cascade green ink, I will start with the Banu Euphoria New Year's pen with a fine nib. This fine Schmidt nib is an excellent writer. And utilizing the same ink is the Hongdian N25 pen. And I almost forgot the Relic Pens Campo del Cielo pen. Now that the ink has had a few minutes to dry, let's take a closer look at our writing and ink samples. I didn't think I was going to like the Colorverse Life on Mars, but I'm beginning to like it more and more. It's a very unusual ink. And here we have the Ferris wheel press Bathhurst blue denim. And as the swatch is beginning to dry, not only do we see the shimmer, but we've got a little bit of a violet or purple shading in that ink. The shimmer is a little bit more obvious with the broad nib pen than it is with the Conklin Coronet fine nib. And here with the Kobe Aotani Cascade green, we actually see a slight difference in the shade of green depending on the pen, even though they both had fine nibs. With the Vanness pen showcasing the ink as a little bit more of that pine needle green, and the Hongdian pen showing the ink to look a lot more like the swatch with a more jade green. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed this look at some new inks for me and the pens that I used. Thank you for watching.